Some call it the Mecca of basketball. New York City, the scene for tonight's game. Brooklyn, the home of the Nets in a Far Eastern Conference battle at the Barclays Center. The excitement of the NBA is on the way. I'm Kevin Harlan, joined by Doris Burke courtside. Next to me, Clark Kellogg and Steve Kerr in the booth. The Bulls are in the midst of a road trip going into this one. They've been playing very well lately. It's been 4 wins for them in their last 5 games.
Well, Kevin, if they win this game, it would give them a victory in each of the first 2 meetings this season against these guys. So, they play them 2 more times after that. So it would get them off to a really good start in the season series.
And Steve, I think they would love to have that kind of leg up and huge advantage if they could. I mean, that goes a long way towards maybe winning the season series with a 2-0 start.
Let's check out Chicago's starting lineup. Gibson and Boozer in the middle. Michael Jordan is out there at Derrick Rose. And it's Dang in at the 3 spot. And for the Nets, Johnson, Wallace, and Humphries are the 2, 3, and 4 in order. Jaron Williams out there with Brook Lopez. Now here's Gibson after Gerald Wallace's miss. The kick out to Rose over Williams, and it's Rose. This time the assist from Michael Jordan. Rose has got the first points up on the board tonight here for the Bulls.
With the move to Brooklyn now complete, we can look back at how the Nets fared in terms of playoff appearances during their time in New Jersey. They did a decent job of getting to the playoff while in New Jersey.
To the finals a couple times. Now the pass to Johnson. And he drew the blocking foul. He'll go to the line for 2. And it was hard, Steve, when the Nets were in the ABA. They won the 3 titles in 5 years, but the New Jersey version just didn't have that same success.
Well, the best years for the Nets were probably when Jason Kidd was running the show back a few years ago. They made the finals in consecutive years. But now it's a chance to start new in Brooklyn, start something special. And they're going to bank on this new venue, new location to try to jumpstart their franchise.
Now here's Rose. 23 points for him the last game against the Bucks in Milwaukee. The kick out to Boozer. Back to Jordan. Dishes to Gibson. Here's Boozer. Outside Rose. Right side Rose. Jordan fires from deep. It's good. This time the assist from Rose.
I tell you what, he can be an offensive force when he's on top of his game, guys, and he usually is on top of his game.
What you love about Derrick Rose, guys, is that he's a highlight reel player, but his demeanor is anything but flashy. He's so humble, so soft-spoken, kind of old school in that sense. He's just all about the team and all about winning.
Here's Jordan following the basket by Brook Lopez. Deflects the pass. Humphries with the steal. Here's Johnson. Changes up. And Brook Lopez again. Lopez has got his second basket of the night.
Yeah, not just an everyday finish. He put a little pizzazz on that one, guys.
Pushes up. Jordan's shot is off. We're talking about Rose and being old school. A lot of star players, it seems like, Clark, now are trying to team up around the league. But Rose has gone out of his way not to recruit other stars to the Chicago Bulls.
Well, I like to say in that case, different strokes for different folks. I mean, every team's a little different. The makeup of its star players is different. So you have to be true to who you are and what you think is most important in building a championship caliber team. Rose is the star player, an MVP, the youngest one in the history of the league. So I think he's got to approach things a little differently than maybe some other stars.
Here's Williams. A 17-point game for him in the win against Miami. Doris Burke had a chance to catch up with head coach Tom Thibodeau.
He had a lot of praise to extend Joe Johnson's way, and with each compliment, it presented a concern for his defense. He knows Joe is one of the most explosive scorers in the league and can hurt you in a lot of different ways on the floor. We'll see if he can hurt them in this one, guys.
Thanks, Doris. Reggie Evans, he's checked in for the Nets. Marshawn Brooks comes in for Joe Johnson. Then kicks to Jordan. Makes the lead pass. Mohammed. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Jordan. Muhammad's got his first bucket in this one. Williams against Rose. And Williams backs in. Count the bucket. Just over 3.5 minutes gone here in the first. Here's Jordan. No luck. Good D by Lopez. Looking at the last game for the Brooklyn Nets, it was a win against the Heat.
They took advantage of an opposing defense that looked completely out of sorts in that game, guys.
Yeah, they didn't come up against much resistance at all. I mean, they had success with pretty much whatever they tried.
Here's Rose. Deron Williams picking up that last basket. Off the screen. Rose gets the bucket. Rose has got his second bucket of the game to go.
Yeah, and he's such a clutch player, too. Relishes these big moments with the clock winding down, games up for grabs. That's when he tends to want the ball and create something, and more often than not, deliver.
And one thing about him that might not show up in the box score, but is as important as anything else, is his leadership. And he sets the tone for this team, and all of his teammates follow his example.
Here is Rose. Deron Williams picking up that last basket. Muhammad with a screen on Williams. Derrick Rose again. Rose has got 6.
And defensively, remember, you got to fight through screens to avoid giving up open looks.
Yeah, you're exactly right, Steve. And the defense has to go over the top of that screen. I think that's how they get it done.
Now here's Williams. He's got 6. Here's Brooks. It's good. Great play by Williams to set it up.
You have a nice high percentage look right there.
Last game for the Bulls, it was a loss to the Bucks in Milwaukee.
And Kevin, they put so much effort into the final few minutes of regulation in that game that they were pretty burned out in the overtime period.
Yeah, that's an excellent call by you, Steve. I thought there was a little bit of a letdown for them in OT.
Bulls shooting their first free throws tonight. The first trip to the stripe in this one.
And the team free throw numbers for this club this season, very impressive. About 80% from the line.
And guys, that's a pretty good improvement over last season. He's one of the best free throw shooters in the league, and this game, no different. He's making each trip to the line count.
Kept alive.
Yeah, hard work on the boards, guys, leading to that putback.
And so, lots of scoring in that competitive first quarter. It's the Nets. They're up by 3. 2K Sports back in a moment here in Brooklyn.
Tune in this Saturday night. The Chicago Bulls go up against Josh Smith and the Atlanta Hawks. Live from Phillips Arena. Don't miss it.
Bulls trail by 6.
Boy, just amazing the job that Tom Thibodeau has done for the Chicago Bulls. He took what was basically a 500 team.
Hammer time! Hammer time! Well, this fella can rise up there with the best of them.
Just a crazy finish, guys.
He's one of the few players with the athleticism to pull that off.
And the highlight reel replay brought to you by Sprite. Good stuff. Wallace outside. He dishes it to Lopez. Second chance shot. And it's laid in by Wallace. And the Nets lead by 6.
You know, he got one step ahead of the defense on that one. Excellent job.
Outside Jordan. With the lead pass. Hamilton the pass to Boozer. And it's good on the way in. Boozer's got his first points of the night. Nets leading by 4.
Well, Rip Hamilton, 6'7", south of 200 pounds, and he was built to run. A true greyhound, always in terrific shape, a nightmare to defend.
And smart.
Very. Well, you know what? You really expect him to knock that jumper down when he gets a good look like that.
Lets it go from 14. And it's Chicago scoring again.
Well, that's his shot. He is really proficient from that mid-range.
And Steve, going back to Hamilton just a second, a pretty unique game as Clark was outlining. He loves to run, go around screens, always in perpetual motion, hits that mid-range jump shot, very tough to defend.
Yeah, that's old school stuff that Hamilton does, working without the ball. So many players these days need the ball in their hands to be effective. Hamilton prefers to be off the ball, where he can use that running ability to get himself open. And then he's got that mid-range jumper that feels like it's automatic.
The Nets shooting their third free throw shot of the game.
And they've made progress in that department from last season going into this one, guys. I mean, the numbers have improved.
Chris Humphries has checked in for the Nets. Bellinelli, he's checked in for the Bulls.
And all 10 of their last points have come inside the paint, so defensively you've got to make an adjustment.
Yeah, and you got to do a little more to stop it, too. I mean, it's coming way too easy for them. At some points, you just got to buck up and say it's not going to happen.
The Bulls have gone 6 of 8 from the field in the second quarter. No good. That would have tied it.
There was just enough defensive pressure to get him off balance and cause that shot to go awry.
Williams, that's good.
3 straight buckets in the paint. They're making it look effortless.
Well, speaking of effortless, we'd like to see a little more out of the defense. How about trying, guys?
Boozer. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Jordan. Jordan's got his 3rd assist on the night. Brooks kicks to Humphries. He feeds it to Stackhouse. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
Let's see the stat sheet here on Darren Williams. What a run he's had. The past few weeks have been just tremendous for him. 4th in assists. He was 10th in scoring and showing what a good defender he is, and especially his ability to play passing lanes. He ranks among the top 15 in the league in steals per game.
And, you know, we'd be remiss not to say a word about his outstanding assist ranking. Come on now. I mean, this guy is one of the top assist men in the game and doing it with flair and fundamental soundness. That's special.
Looking at who's out there now for the Nets. Green comes in for Gerald Wallace. And it's Johnson in for Marshawn Brooks. And the Bulls making a change here as well. Taj Gibson's checked in for Luol Deng. The kick out to Boozer. Back to Jordan. 5 on the clock. And he's good on the 3 ball. Jordan's got 5 points now this quarter.
And I'll tell you what, they might want to pay a little more attention to him defensively than they did on that last trip.
Now here is Humphries. Still looking to get on the scoreboard. Williams kicks to Johnson. Back to Williams. Goes up. Can't get it to go. And Chicago will go the other way with the ball. This is the 2nd time they've matched up against Brooklyn.
Yeah, it was an easy win, mainly because they completely dominated the paint. The rebounding totals were really astounding.
Here's Boozer, and he converts the layup. Boozer's got 8. And here is Williams. He's got 8. 2 on the clock, and it's blocked by Rose. Second quarter ends in a tight one. Bulls lead by 1. And get ready now for the Sprint halftime show.
Now, presented by Sprint.
Tipping off your halftime show, I'm Damon Bruce, and a close one is underway in Brooklyn. The Bulls giving it everything they got. The top team in the conference standings, they're having a great season. Michael Jordan just having his way against this Nets defense. He's got 12 points, and he's had some good court vision, helping out in the assist department as well. And Brooklyn also having a good first half. You look at the offensive rebounds, they're creating second opportunities, and that's a key to winning. Their leading scorer, Darren Williams. He has 8 points and has been grabbing a few rebounds, too. And that'll wrap things up for me here in the studio. Second half is just around the corner. Thanks so much for stopping by.
The third quarter now beginning. Both sides looking to pull away in the last half of the game.
How about Michael Jordan in this one? He has 12 points, and he's drained 2 bombs from beyond the arc.
Which is something they need, Clark. It really improves their versatility when he's knocking down the 3 ball.
Here's who Tom Thibodeau is starting the second half with. Jordan, he's in at shooting guard. Gibson and Boozer in the middle. Dang out there with Derrick Rose.
An open lane right there. Pretty much saw the daylight he wanted and took advantage.
Yeah, great opportunity, and he seized it without much hesitation.
Yeah, a little too easy, if you ask me. The defense really needs to tighten things up here.
And it's Wallace with the jam.
There's one thing about the alley-oop. You can't fire the pass in there. You got to have some air under that pass. It needs a little hang time.
That's exactly right. A lot of finesse, just like that one was. Perfectly thrown.
And that's what makes the play so much fun to watch. There's finesse on the front end, but then power on the end.
Guys, you talk about Avery Johnson, the coach of the Nets. with 5+ seasons of NBA coaching experience, and as a head coach, he got his start on that great Mavericks team. He's the fastest coach in NBA history to get to 150 wins. That says a lot.
Here's Rose.
Oh, man, that was unreal. Mark it up.
Good, just like soup. A little more ferocious stuff.
Okay, Clark approves, everybody. Steve, what about you?
Well, I wasn't thinking about soup. I was just impressed with the strong finish, wearing that rim out.
Special thanks to Sprite for that sweet replay. And Williams backs in. Passes it to Johnson. Shoots the three. It's hauled in by Luol Deng. The Bulls leading by 4. And it's Rose penetrating. Left side Boozer. Over Williams. It's hauled in by Williams. Williams has got 4 rebounds in this game. Lets it go from 11. And it's Johnson again missing. The Bulls have gone 3 of 4 so far in the third quarter from the field. Pretty good start to the half. Bulls moving the ball around. Gibson dishes to Jordan. Back to Gibson. 6 to shoot. Broke loose. Leads him in there. Jordan. Here's Boozer. That is good. Boozer's got 4 points now in the quarter.
He has such a great feel for how a missed shot is going to come off the rim. Really plays those angles well. That's exactly why he consistently beats defenders to the ball.
Now Lopez averaging 16 points a game. Fires for 3. And there's the foul. It goes on Taj Gibson. That is his first foul of the game. And a new group out. And the Bulls making a change here. Nets trail by 6. Outside Williams. The dish to Johnson. Good, and it's Williams who picks up the assist. Williams has got 5 assists in the game.
Well, what can I say about Joe Johnson? I know he's an enigma to some, but he's one of my favorite players to watch. A big guy for a wing player at 6'7", probably about 240 pounds, chiseled up, and just a tremendous skill level. He can really do it all, especially offensively.
Williams passes to Johnson. Robinson on him. Evans defended by Gibson. Evans kicks to Bogans. Williams, lock at 6. And Joe Johnson, a good athlete, not a guy with blow-by speed, but with his size and ball handling ability. You know, Steve, he can just play over the top of most defenders. He's so long.
Yeah, Johnson can get his shot just about any time he wants, Kevin. It's the length. It's also the strength. I mean, he's got such a strong body and good ball handling ability, as you said. So he gets his hip on you when he has the ball. There's not a whole lot you can do about it.
Rose against Williams. Over Rose. Williams missing again. And the Bulls with possession. They're on a 14-6 run. The drive by Jordan. And he can't extend the lead to double digits.
Some rugged defense there against one of the stronger finishers in the game.
Bogans dishes to Johnson. Joe Johnson on the wing. Takes a 3. Gets it to go. Johnson's got 9.
They didn't get a chance to knock one down in the first, but the defense left him a look, and he nailed it. He'll make them pay when he's open.
Here's Robinson, and it's blocked by Johnson. One-on-one here. Bogans passes to Evans. Softly drops in the floater. He has 6.
That's a precision shot. You've got to be precise. No room for error on the floater.
And 3 from Jordan. And offensively, a great show for the fans through the first 3 quarters. It's been a fun game to watch.
On tap this Saturday, John Wall and the Washington Wizards go up against Tim Duncan and the San Antonio Spurs. Live from AT&T Center, it's the real deal.
Welcome back. Fourth quarter action starting up, and we're going to send it over to Doris Burke for the Sprite Uncontainable Game segment. Doris?
Hey, Kevin. Well, it's the Bulls who've had the uncontainable game. It's been one of those games for them where they've gotten all the breaks and all the rolls. I'm sure they won't complain about it, though.
And thanks for that story, Doris. Nets trailed by 4. So with Williams on the bench, here's who Avery Johnson's going with. We've got Wallace. Watson out there with Johnson. Then it's Brooke Lopez. And it's Brooks in at the 3.
And the defense did a pretty good job of closing off the middle once he got inside the lane.
He'd better get a move on. Jordan with it. He's picked up by Brooks. Lopez with the steal. And here's the fast break. And the whistle blows, and it's going to be an over-the-back call here.
It's a little over-eager right there. Left his feet too early.
And the Bulls making a change here as well. Jordan's checked in. Nets shooting at 50% in a decent groove. Williams gets a screen from Lopez. Johnson kicks to Williams. Lopez sets a screen for Williams. Layup off the bin. He takes it up and lays it in. Williams has got the first points up on the board here in the fourth for the Nets. Robinson against Williams. Robinson kicks to Jordan. And they double up Jordan. Takes it up for the shot.
And the shootout continues.
Trading buckets both ways. I mean, offense definitely the focal point for these teams.
Nets trail by 4. Dishes it to Williams. Lopez a screen on Jordan. Williams with the ball. He's picked up by Jordan.
Couldn't convert, but nice little two-man game there.
And it wouldn't surprise me to see them go back to that the next trip.
Wasted no time on that one. Brooklyn with the ball. Johnson dishes to Williams. Left side Williams. That's good from Johnson on the assist by Williams. And 11 points for Johnson.
And defensively, you want to keep the ball as far away from the hoop as possible.
Yeah, because he's too good inside, Steve. I mean, he'll make you pay every time in there.
Tries from 16. No good from Gibson. The Nets have gone 2 for 5 on field goal attempts in the fourth quarter. Williams, that's good. Now just a 2-point Bulls lead.
You know, he's had his ups and downs in his career, but one thing about Darren Williams is that he consistently delivers in the fourth quarter. Just seems to have that knack for knocking down the big shot when you need it.
Yeah, and make no mistake about it, Steve. When you talk about Darren Williams, you're talking about a guy who can get it going earlier in the game, too. He makes clutch plays, no doubt, but he can put numbers up on you in a hurry. He can go for half a hundred on you if you're not careful. His ability to take over games is what makes him a natural leader on the floor, and a guy his teammates have a lot of respect for.
Michael Jordan on the wing. He's guarded by Johnson. Then kicks to Jordan. Over Williams. Again, Chicago.
This is a very steady performance offensively for him.
I think Doris Burke has something for us right now. Doris?
I was able to listen in on what Avery Johnson was going over with his team. He really wants them to try to push the tempo here, see if they can get a few easy buckets in transition, saying, listen, we're playing station to station right now. Let's try to catch them off guard, guys. Let's see if they can do exactly that, Kevin.
Derrick Rose is checked in for Nate Robinson. Here is Williams. He kicks it to Humphries. Lopez, a screen on Gibson. Humphries kicks to Williams. Low block shot. Cannot hit. Rose with some nice D. The Bulls leading by 4. Kicks to Dang. It's up a 3. It's good. This time the assist from Rose. Rose has got 3 assists now in this one. 1:21 left to play in the final quarter. Williams for three. That's good, and it's Johnson with the assist. Johnson's got 3 assists tonight. The Bulls have gone 5 of 6 from the field to start the fourth quarter on a roll. Oh, and the jam by Jordan.
Call it hang time and bang time.
Unbelievable.
You got to just shake your head on that one.
And that last replay courtesy of Sprite. .112 left in the fourth quarter. Williams kicks to Johnson. Back to Williams. Williams gets a screen from Wallace. And again, it's Williams with a three. Williams has got 12 points here in the second half. Out of bounds, Bulls ball as Chicago keeps possession.
Got sloppy in a close game. You have to take advantage of every opportunity.
There's a minute left in the fourth. The Bulls have gotten it done so far from the field here in the fourth, going 6 for 7. Rose up on top. He's guarded by Williams. Rose gets to Jordan. 6 on the shot clock. Back to Rose. Jordan inside. He's guarded by Johnson. Dang passes to Jordan. Pass to Gibson. Back to Jordan. Goes back up. And Lopez pulls it down. The Nets shooting one of the high points for them in this game at 54%. Here's Williams. And the rebound goes to Bruiser. Now here's Rose. And they foul intentionally. They're going to have to do that now again and again. They're not in the penalty yet.
And that's right. No other option but to foul and hope for some misses.
Yep, you got to extend the game here. Try to keep that clock from moving.
And so they foul intentionally. He drops the first one, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. And so both free throws are good, and it's a 5-point game.
Yeah, big-time free throws there. You can put this one in the books.
It's stolen by Dang. And they go to the intentional foul. So the first one drops, and that increases their lead to 6. The second one is good. Hitting both at the line, and it's a 7-point game. Here's Williams. Can't get it to fall. And so it's Chicago winning this one. They came, they saw, they conquered.
Hey, Kevin, to me, any win is a good win.
And that about wraps it up for Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke. This is Kevin Harlan thanking you for watching the NBA presented by 2K Sports. And now, Jordan presents our player of the game, Michael Jordan.